All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a lot of fascinating ground to cover, and we're going to do it in just about 3 minutes. We're setting the stage for a really rapid-fire look at how our deeply connected global systems actually interact. From markets all the way to the weather, it is all tied together. So let's just jump right in. So what exactly connects Middle East diplomacy, an AI reality check, and massive global wildfires? I know, it sounds like 3 entirely separate worlds, right? But today, we're tracing the massive ripple effects across all these major news events. Because honestly, when you pull one thread over here, it vibrates across the entire map.
Okay, let's dive straight into our first major system, diplomacy and energy markets. $86.61. That's the price per barrel of Brent crude oil after a pretty sudden drop. And you might be wondering, why the sudden change? Well, the market is reacting directly to an informal pause in hostilities between the US and Iran. It really just goes to show that when military tensions cool off, even just a fraction, global energy markets immediately breathe a sigh of relief.
But we are looking at a deeply fragile balance here. On one hand, we have diplomatic progress. Oman and Iran are currently discussing regional mechanisms, and President Trump has noted that talks are progressing, though it's worth mentioning Tehran disputes their formal nature. Then, on the exact same board, you have ongoing friction. Houthi forces are claiming attacks on Saudi pipelines, and naval blockades are still happening. It is a highly complex, totally unresolved standoff.
Let's move to our next area and see how this builds. It's time for AI's financial reality check.
Now, these numbers are absolutely jaw-dropping. We're seeing increasingly circular financing rumors that are really making investors sweat. Check this out. NVIDIA is reportedly considering a financing guarantee of up to $250 billion. At the same time, OpenAI might be looking to purchase up to $350 billion in NVIDIA hardware. It's kind of like paying yourself with your own credit card, right? And it's prompting the entire market to seriously ask if AI revenue can actually cover this astronomical spending. And that reality check? Well, it just triggered a massive global tech retreat. South Korea's KOSPI fell nearly 10%. That drop was so severe, it literally triggered market circuit breakers. We also saw ASML drop 8.5%, and NVIDIA fell 5%. So the days of the market just automatically rewarding AI hype, they're on pause. Investors are looking for hard evidence of sustainable returns now. At the exact same time, global competition is heating up fast. Enter CXMT. This Chinese memory producer just had a staggering 466% debut in Shanghai, raising roughly $8.6 billion. You combine that massive capital with reports that China is successfully producing domestic deep ultraviolet lithography equipment, and suddenly established tech giants are facing a serious, rapidly emerging threat. The whole global supply chain is absolutely shifting. Okay, let's pivot from the digital to the physical world for Section 3, Climate and Health Pressures. We're currently seeing an immense, simultaneous strain on our physical and emergency systems, basically everywhere at once. Look at this. Michigan is managing over 8,100 cases of cyclosporiasis. The U.S. as a whole just hit a 35-year high with over 2,300 measles cases. Meanwhile, across the globe, France and Spain are scrambling to evacuate residents from dangerous wildfires, just as southern China faces severe flooding risks from Typhoon Noel. These aren't abstract concepts. These are real, physical pressures compounding globally, right this second. Which brings us to our final, lingering question. Can we actually convert these massive, interconnected commitments into secure, sustainable systems? Because as you've seen, from fragile pauses in the Middle East, to multi-billion-dollar AI bets, to the very real physical limits of our climate, it is all connected. You pull one string, and the whole board moves. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning the systems around you, and I'll catch you next time.